such a beautiful, beautiful day today. Sorted out some editing. Those films now are just rendering. And can't believe the weather. Over the past few days we've had Storm Brian. Thanks Bri for that, much appreciated. Not. And we've got some gorgeous, gorgeous blue sky today. Obviously for those who are regular viewers to the vlog, Wednesdays are my editing days. And it seems a shame to stay indoors when we have got beautiful, beautiful blue sunshine. No, you don't have blue sunshine. Blue sky and sunshine. I'm just going for a walk up to the Graig, which is about 20-minute walk from where I live. I run pretty much past the base of it a couple of times a week. Okay, here's the pathway. It's going to be wet and leafy and muddy. And it just might be the only just as well I put my DMs on this morning. I think I have taken the wrong route, because I thought there was a path that went virtually straight up there. I'm sweating, but I found it. And what a stunning view of Ystrad Mynach. There we go. I found the route that I should have taken to come up here. Would have been far quicker and far easier, because we've got steps. There was a guy doing a bit of rock climbing that I just managed to catch on the drone. Wasn't too keen on me filming him, so I didn't hang around. And would you Adam and Eve it? I walked straight past this path on my way up. Oh, isn't that nice? You are loved. today is a Thursday, and because of Thursdays we close just a little bit earlier, I'm gonna take the opportunity to do a bit of lost wax casting again. It's the casting that I really do love. I'm not gonna be using this machine, the vacuum casting machine. We're gonna be using, oh, I don't have it there. We're going to be using the centrifugal casting. Why am I using the centrifugal casting machine? Because I love it. I love it to bits. It's far more exciting than that sucky vacuum thing. All right, let's get cracking on. Mix up the investment, vacuum it, and get it dry so we can cast it tonight. Now that was a little bit of a splattery vacuum that time. It has gone everywhere inside that vacuum bell. So all we got to do now is just wait for that to set in about an hour's time. Then we're going to put it into this little kiln here to start the lost wax casting process of the wax melting and all dribbling out. I just love this type of casting. Somebody has asked me also with my little chart that I've got here about the proportion of liquid to investment powder depending on the size flask that you've got. I will put together a table similar to that, and I will put it on our online training website at thebench.com. These lights are extremely bright, and I'll put it up in the resources section upon the top for any of you who are members of At The Bench who want to do some lost wax casting and want to know the proportions to investment powder to water dependent on your height and your width of flask. Join me in a second when we will be putting the flask into that kiln. We are now up to 733 degrees centigrade. Pretty hot. If you don't believe me, have a look at this. We've got another hour and 49 at this temperature. The good thing about this kiln, this is a Paragon. Yes, it is. It's a Paragon kiln. It has the Sentry Express for programmable temperature control, which means that we can set a particular temperature for a particular time, ramping up in temperature over a certain period of time to a certain degree centigrade, holding it there and so forth. And when we do the burnout, it has to be at a certain temperature for a certain period of time. Then it ramps up in temperature, and then it has to be held at a certain temperature as well. This is to allow all the wax to dribble out and to fall out with gravity. Then it ramps up, and then that is when any remaining wax completely gets turned to carbon and basically evaporates, if that is a word that we can use, not quite evaporates, but actually gets burnt away completely, so there's no residue within that investment at all. Then it will be too hot to cast, then it comes down over a set period of time to a certain temperature, then it gets held at that certain temperature. I think that's around 500 degrees centigrade, and the reason why it's held at that temperature for about an hour or 2 hours is so the inside of that investment flask, the flask itself in the center, is the same temperature as the outside. And it takes a while for this temperature adjustment to reach the inside of the flask from the outside. It takes a while, so if you happen to cast it when the kiln comes down to 500, the inside is going to be far too hot and you will not get a successful cast. So I'm going to go and have some lunch now, then we're going to come back, wait for that to come, and we've got another hour and 47 to reach and to hang on to that temperature. Then it's going to come back down and then we are going to cast it. And I love this type of casting.